This is Mary Jane of the Anchorage Memories Club.
And this is Mike. In this edition, we're looking at Anchorage, Annabelle, and Binky memories, how the Alaska Zoo got its start. This look at the Alaska Zoo, located in Anchorage, starts with an interesting story. What's behind door number 3? The title that I just mentioned refers to the TV game show Let's Make a Deal. Well, this story that follows is sort of like that show. In 1966, Jack Snyder, the owner of the S&F Foodland grocery store located at Minnesota Drive and Spenard Road, did you shop there, entered a contest. The contest was run by the good folks who make chiffon toilet paper. It was simple. The grocery store that sold the most chiffon TP would get a prize. Mr. Snyder won. We guessed that Anchorage needed a lot of TP that year. As it turned out, Snyder had 2 choices for his prize. Behind door number 1 was a $3,000 cash prize. Not bad. But behind door number 2 was a real-life 400-pound baby Indian elephant named Annabelle. No one knows what was behind door number 3. Well, for some reason, perhaps he was an animal lover, Mr. Snyder decided to take the door number 2 prize, the elephant.
It had been a really long time since the Ice Age that Alaska had seen a 400-pound baby elephant stomping around in the Great Land. And by the way, baby Annabelle was known to eat 60 pounds of food a day on her way to becoming a full-grown elephant. Because Annabelle was such a rare sight in Anchorage, she used to make personal appearances at Foodland and other places around town. Annabelle quickly became a local celebrity. Fast forward to 1969, when the Alaska Children's Zoo opened with Annabelle the elephant as a featured attraction, along with assorted animals that were donated.
Sadly, Annabelle passed away on December 15th, 1997, and she was so loved that she was buried in the Alaska Zoo, where a large marker pays tribute.
Another zoo favorite was Binky the polar bear. Back in 1975, Binky was an orphan cub who was found near Cape Beaufort on the north slope of Alaska. When Binky was brought to the Alaska Zoo, Mike of Anchorage Memories was a news videographer and was sent to the zoo with KTVA Channel 11 reporter Tom Miller to get video of the cute little polar bear cub. At the zoo, Mike was let inside a small enclosure with the cub.
Binky was just this tiny ball of white fur and was very curious about me and my video camera. At one point, I sat the camera down on the floor and Binky came up and licked the front of the lens. That remarkable footage was seen that evening on the Channel 11 6 o'clock news.
Some years later, Mike, our children Nikki and Chris, and I visited the zoo and went to see Binky, who was full grown and weighed 1,200 pounds. Mike remembered Binky, but was sure that Binky didn't remember him.
On July 29, 1994, a 29-year-old woman became a news headline around the world when she decided to get closer to Binky so she could take a picture of the polar bear. The woman jumped the safety rails, and Binky stuck his head through the bars and grabbed her. The woman survived, but Binky had her shoe in his mouth. Binky kept the shoe for about 3 days before zoo officials were able to retrieve it. So here's the question about Annabelle. If you had won the chiffon toilet paper sales contest, would you have chosen the $3,000 prize or the 400-pound baby Indian elephant? Until next time, Mike and Mary Jane, the Anchorage Memories Club.